Hello, my name is Mr. Harley. I'm your English teacher this year, and we're going to have a great year. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. First of all, I'm waving at you with a ring. What does that mean? I just got married about a year ago, and my wife's name is Irene, and we live in Caribbean Coast. I've lived in Hong Kong for over 13 years and have been teaching at YMCA for 13 years. How many of you are 13 years old or younger? That means I was in Hong Kong teaching at this school before you were even born. So um, I have a commitment to this school to encourage and lift up students. Sometimes I'm a little hard because I expect you to do homework, but I want you to be the best student you can be. Okay, I'm going to give you some classroom expectations. Number one, come into the classroom and get all of your things out on your desk before the bell rings. Okay, so if I allow you to come into the classroom before the bell rings, I expect you to silently take out all of your things and put them on your desk. And if I'm not in the room, I expect you to start reading or doing your classwork that I've assigned you. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I expect you, when we're going through our day, if you have a question, I want you to do what? Raise your hand. Okay, I want you to raise your hand and give me some ideas on what your question is, or if you have some comments, ideas. There will be plenty of time for you to talk in class and do group activities or with one of your friends. You're going to do things like write some writings and then actually have a friend read it and give you some tips on how to improve it. Every one of you can do these kinds of things. It's going to be fun, okay? Number three, a classroom tip. If I give you a deadline to do something, let's say you must finish a work or activity in 4 weeks or in 2 weeks, when do you start your homework? When do you start what you're supposed to be doing, your assignment? You start it immediately. You go home and you plan how you're going to get it done 1 week earlier, okay? 3 days earlier. Many students will get an assignment like read 5 chapters while you're away on holiday. And will you do it? No, but I'm giving you time, extra time to do your work so you can be very, very happy. Okay, tip number 4. Tip number 4. What should you do? Tip number 4 is, if I ask you to do a group activity, listen very carefully. Listen very carefully. If you don't understand what to do, raise your hand. Okay, remember, we're going to take attendance every class, and if you come in late, especially after lunch or recess, I will mark you late. If you get marked late several times, you will have to pay the penalty. Do you want to pay the penalty? No, don't be late. Come in, especially after lunch or recess, come in at least 30 seconds before the bell rings. Then, what do? Then you sit down, take out all of your work, and be ready for class to begin. Okay, listen very carefully to Mr. Harley. He may give you some kind of secret prize or secret reward. 5, you should make sure and bring all your materials to class every class period unless Mr. Harley asks you not to. Okay? So you may not read a book until October or November. So you might not have to bring it in. But you should bring in your journal. You should bring in your pink notebook for making notes. You should bring in your folder with all your information. Bring it in, and we will have a great learning experience. Okay, now, here's a time at the end of the video where everybody laughs and say, wow, that was a fun video. And then you ask me questions. So thank you very much for watching my video at YMCA of Hong Kong Christian College, or we say YHKCC, and ask me questions now. Okay, who's the first person? Who's raising your hand? Okay, I choose